Hello, Margaret Kuhlman here of Soul Astrology. Astrologically speaking, this is an extraordinary chart. The strongest aspect is from the new moon at 18 degrees Taurus to Saturn at 17 Pisces. New moon in Taurus draws our attention to nature, to the physical, manifested life, the body, and therefore health, food, physical activity, being alive, awake in the body. And Saturn as an energy is the energy of manifestation. In Pisces, without boundaries, all and everything, the ocean of life, the ocean of humanity. So the ideas that come to me, looking at this, thinking about what that must mean, it draws my attention to the manifestation of spirit in form. This seems to be the major principle shown by this chart, as though on the 7th, 8th of May, we are to awake to what life really is that we are living. Not just the things that we do and the things that are happening, the things people say, the things people think, the feelings that flow through us. This is perhaps a bit more a connection to the reality, the feelings that flow through, that we all feel, no boundaries. Saturn draws our attention to the facts, what actually has manifested, what is here. And generally, there is a tendency in human beings always to want something different, something a little better. We can see how it could be, how it might have been, how it could be in the future, what we would prefer. We're always looking to something other than what is. When people realize what actually is, there's a tendency to feel fearful that all their dreams will be crushed, that none of the beauty they imagined will ever happen. But of course, it's not about what's going to be. Saturn is about what is. And it's only when we stand in what is that we can actually make a difference. So don't be fearful of losing your dreams when you face the facts of your life. Face the facts, but choose to appreciate anything you can find to appreciate within that. Be grateful for what you have that you do enjoy, that you are pleased about. Keep the heart open. Let the light in. On the most spiritual level, one can say that the teaching is coming straight from the source this month. Straight from the source to manifested people, to all manifestation. Life pouring through, growing. I always want to say with Taurus, growing organically. That is to say, not just suddenly getting bigger, but actually growing, like the tips of branches, like leaves in bud, opening, always opening and growing into the unknown. This is why the heart needs to be open, why our choice needs to be to love, to appreciate, to enjoy, to smile. Life gives to us all the time, but we need to receive for the growth to happen. You will hear astrologers saying that the 18th of May is also quite an important day, in that there are two fairly major conjunctions. The Sun by then will be at 28 degrees Taurus, and so will Jupiter. So the Sun crosses Jupiter on the 18th of May. This is the expansive growth of Jupiter in Taurus, shining through the source of our life, at the same time as Venus in Taurus at 23 degrees will be crossing in front of Uranus, adding a flavour of love and relationship and suddenness, a blast of love, a shock in relationship, sudden events, sudden meetings, and growthful. Just as a complete aside, I find it interesting how many of these aspects are connected to the number 8. 8's a lucky number in the East, in Chinese numerology. From the perspective of the numerology I learned, it's very much to do with manifestation. If you weren't impressed particularly by the new moon chart, the full moon chart should impress. This cradle or basket of aspects, planets all working together harmoniously. The full moon in Sagittarius, opposite Sun in Gemini, are making an exact aspect to Pluto, who had paused at the beginning of May to go backwards, making one more essay into Capricorn in September, October, and a bit of November, just to finish off all those disturbances on the business level, the way we practically run our lives. But just now, pausing, having brought us a full dose of Aquarius, and the Sun and Moon drinking that in, and all four corners working together, smoothly, one effect on us. The four elements in harmony. So with the Sun, Moon and Pluto, we have a kind of acceptance that what is coming about is just how it is. There's no fighting it. There's no going back. And in the acceptance of that, there can be the most wonderful imaginings of what one can do with it. The freedom of thinking new ideas, new possibilities, lots of light, fun, joy, amazing possibilities. And then there's Venus in the very last degree of Taurus with Jupiter. Love of Earth, expansive, Jupiter's generosity coming through relationship, warmth, giving, sharing, making a perfect sextile to Neptune, sharing with all people, the whole of humanity. It's a beautiful gift. How it will show itself in the world, I have no idea. But because astrology is really about our feelings about life, our own personal life and life as it's happening out there, it's our particular take on life shown through the chart, through our feelings. As astrology shows our feeling responses to what's going on, it looks as though something very beautiful happens that lifts everyone's heart, as though a new image arises, a new sense of the possible future actually being what we might want. So there it is, the full moon, the flavour of the following 2 weeks. And during that time, of course, Venus moves immediately into Gemini, So whatever the full moon was about, we'll be sharing it, talking about it, lots of relating. Jupiter follows on the 25th of May, and Mercury gets to Gemini on the 3rd of June. So for all the getting together with people, excitable communication and so on, our actual thinking processes and our actual words may well be quite slow and practical, while Mercury makes his way through Taurus for the rest of the month almost. And a thing I didn't mention about Mercury at the beginning of this month, he actually went across Chiron. The other striking aspect for the new moon was the conjunction of Mercury with Chiron. The whole month seems to be about the healing of the individual, our sense of individuality. And with that comes the added energy to act, to do. And throughout the month, Mars will be travelling through Aries. Is the sign he rules, having received his first impetus in Aries from Neptune and Pluto, out of the sea of Pisces into Aries for this whole month. So, astrologically, it's a very exciting month. Our focus in it perhaps needs to be on holding the light, opening to the light individually, and that means choosing to do that consciously, deliberately, rather than just hoping that things will help us to be light. Our reactions may be different, but we can choose the response we express. And for the rest, it's about action, manifestation, and the appreciation of the natural world. Let's enjoy it. Just love, and love more. Open your heart wide and give love. Let love pour through you into your world, towards whoever is near you, and those you know, and all who are connected to them, and out further. Let love flow through you to encompass the whole earth, which radiates into the universe. There is no need to look for someone to love you, because true love is only ever given. You cannot experience receiving it unless love is already flowing through your heart. So just love.